Tell me. Hey folks, what's going on? This old HD and OTD up in here in the house today. You know, we got to make some decisions that we final decision on the decision that we made about 6 months ago, I guess. It seems like it's been longer. It's kind of bittersweet for me, but I think it's time. So we're talking about selling the house. Selling the house and moving to Cuba.
No.
I don't know why my wife laughing. So if you ever need some Cuban cigars, just hit old small up here and get it. But it's gonna be kind of expensive because you know we gotta live down there. So tonight what we're gonna decide to do is just talk about what we did to get to this point. And I'm turning it over to Tara and let her talk.
We have decided that we're going to sell and move from our first family home that we purchased. After being here 26 years. And so we got hooked up with this realtor, and I really didn't expect everything to go as fast as it went. I just was looking, and then this realtor kind of pushed us to go out there and do the things that we had been saying we wanted to do in the first place. And so then we got to the point of just looking for a house, and that's where it kind of got kind of rough. Would you say that?
Yes.
Good morning, Small Plus 4. Pray all is well. This is a very special day for us. We're getting ready to go over and do our home orientation and final walkthrough before our closing. So I have with me Harold, HB. Say hey to the peeps.
Hey peeps.
Y'all, he rushed out. He didn't want to be called. He didn't want to be said he made us late. When I walked back there a second ago, he had on nothing but his pants. Next thing I know, he come busting out.
That's how the devil do. Oh, we're gonna start some stuff.
You got the measuring tape? Yeah. So we're gonna
check the positive response system at
do the orientation, and we're gonna measure the windows.
I left my phone.
See y'all? See? It's always something. It's 9:47. We're supposed to be there at 10 o'clock. It takes us about 15 minutes to get out here. And here we go. Always late. Can't never be on time. Never. Y'all, we need help with that. Please pray that we learn how to be on time. It got kind of rough. Because I was very indecisive about kind of what I wanted, and when we're looking for a house. I had different standards that I wanted, and of course Harry had different things that he wanted in a house. We kind of looked at maybe 3 or 4 houses.
I wouldn't really say it was rough.
Okay.
I think it became really stressful, and I really don't believe in stress. I believe in stress, but I usually don't let it bother me, but it became really stressful because we just kept changing our plans. Don't you think?
Well, yeah, we changed our mind, and I feel like the reason why I was being indecisive because this next purchase that we're going, this purchasing a home is a huge financial liability, and I feel like because when we purchased this home we're living in now, we were like 23, 24 years old, and he was right out of the military. And like I said, we didn't think this was going to be our forever home. We didn't know we were going to be here that long. But I feel like now that we're making this decision at the age that we're in, that we're at, at the age we're at, that I just want to make sure that when I get this house and I'm not, that I didn't do anything that I won't be happy with later. I don't want to have any regrets. So yes, when we got with our realtor, I think we only looked at like 4 houses. I liked the first house. He didn't like the first house. He said it was too small and compact. And then we found a house over in an area, that required flooding. So he didn't want that.
Okay. But the first house that she's talking about, the reason why I didn't like that house because we've already purchased a house that someone lived in, and I didn't want to purchase another house where somebody had done lived in. And I think it was the houses was a lot closer than I wanted, and it just wasn't my house. I mean, to me, it was just like where we're leaving. This house is it's been good to us. I mean, we don't raise all our kids in it, and I just didn't want to go to another house that's similar to the house that we're leaving.
Yeah, that's a good point. He wanted something new. I didn't mind it being a house that somebody had lived in. I just wanted to be more, modern or updating what we have. Yeah. Very nice. That we couldn't find anything. I don't know anybody out there looking for a house. My God, I did not know. I think reality kind of slapped us in the face because we had been looking for a house. So when you step out there, you're like, there is nothing out there. And I believe it's because the interest rate is so low, and everybody that is renting now can now purchase a house. So if you find a house that you like,
what you mean renting?
Like people that are renting now. Like renting apartments?
We're not renting.
No, I'm not saying we're renting. But the people that are renting apartments and renting houses, because the interest rate is so low now, they can stop renting and go purchase a house. So by the time you go out there and start looking, everything is gone, or either they are overpricing the houses. Like you can get a house for $265, but then it only has 1,300 square feet in it. Or the ones that were like 167 or something like that, they were all just small compared to the size of house that we had. So then we decided to get with the builder, and we was going to build, remember? And then when we went and looked at that, those houses that they built, they were compact. Talk about the one that you went into.
They were just small. That's all. They were small. I mean, I wasn't pleased with that at all. I wanted a new house, but I ain't want no little midget house. And that's what it was for little people.
Little midget house.
it looked good on paper, but when we went over there and looked at it, that wasn't it. I mean, it'd have been like, you know, sometimes when you get at our age, I mean, she wanted to build another in the house and I wanted to build another, but you couldn't do it at that house. We'd all been right there. We'd all been right there in the same room in another room. You know what I mean? So I was like, no, I'm sorry, this is not it.
Yeah, and then that particular company, they were also really trying to work with us. You know, we were trying to find a 4-bedroom home, and they were the house was 3-bedroom, and so they were willing to try to add office space and all that kind of stuff. And then they decided they would try to enlarge the house to the size we wanted. But then we had this couple that really our realtor told us about. And they wanted to take a look at our house. We had 2 showings, and the first one did not work out, and then we met.
But she wanted the house, but it just didn't work.
It didn't work out for her.
Go upstairs. See all the bedrooms.
I'll say other one.
And then we had another couple that was from out of town, and the husband came by and he looked at our house, and y'all guess what? The first time he saw the house, they wanted to put an offer on it. And I remember saying, wow, I can't believe this house, you know, somebody wanted that quick. And then he came back with the realtor. Did he do that at the same time? With the FaceTiming of the wife.
Well, I didn't. I mean, it wasn't a wow for me because we have a nice house here. When we first talked to the realtor, she looked at the house. She was blown away, saying, wow, I didn't know this house looked like that. I didn't know it was that big. But I knew. And I didn't know, just like a small city, I didn't know it was going to happen that fast, but I knew we was going to get what we want. Because it's a nice house. So, but I wasn't surprised about the wow about our house. But go ahead, Small.
Okay. After he FaceTimed his wife, and she was very wowed about it, or wooed about the house, if that's a word. She really liked it, and so that very next night they put an offer in on the house. And so our house, we didn't even get a chance to put our house on the market. So I just want to thank the Lord that He allowed someone to come and make an offer on our house that quick, so now, because it happened so fast, we're trying to go to closing on December the 1st. And so that meant that we had decided that we were going to build a house because we couldn't find one. But because the house sold so fast, we had to make changes to that. So we had to find a house that was already built. So there were 3 houses that we were pondering over. One was one that had already been lived in. It was built in 2009. Very nice house. But I don't think that for the price that they were asking for that it was worth that. And then we were always going back to this house out in a certain neighborhood. So we revisited that house, and then we saw another house. So to make a long story short, we have decided on a house. We have finally made a decision on the house. I've been going back and forth. I keep thinking about, I like the one house because it had 4 bedrooms and 3 full baths. And then I liked the other house because it was like 2,029 square feet. But this other house is bigger. I love the kitchen. It has an aisle. Everything that I've ever wanted in a house. Minus it not having the extra bedroom. But I eventually, very, very methodically, slowly, snail pace, made a decision about that house. And I still kind of like, ugh. But I think we're gonna go with the bigger house. So what's your spiel on that? I know he's gonna say that I was going back and forth. But we're getting ready to read the contract. We're getting ready to sign. And we're also sitting here, because we're selling the house, we had to do a disclosure. And then we're going through the inspection report and some of the things that we're going to, we're going to have to repair in order before the appraiser comes. So that's going to be our next step, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to go through and we're going to decide the things that we're going to repair for the new homeowners.
Finally, that's all I got to say. Finally, the decision was made. I mean, it was like, it seemed like 20 years and 6 months that we was going through this. And when I tell you, I done prayed, I done cried out to Jesus. Boy, look at him. I was doing that. See that?
I wanted to give you an update on how the orientation and final walkthrough went for our house. Overall, I was happy and pleased. They corrected some of the things that we saw when we first saw the house. Yet we found some other things that needed to be corrected. I'm pretty sure that most homeowners, when they're buying a home, you go through this process of seeing things that need to be fixed or things that they didn't catch. I just opened the door and I just realized, I was thinking the other day, I could have moved so many years ago if I had stepped out on faith and trusted God. But before we made this move, I asked God, I said, God, if it's your will for us to move, please give us a sign. Don't make it hard. And the first thing that I thought was going to be hard was the selling of my home, the current home, because, everybody knows that that area will flood if there's a lot of rain because they have not fixed the drainage system. So I was worried about that. And not knowing that, I could have probably done this a long time ago. But anyhow, God, He just worked it out for us. And my home, I had 3 offers on my home. He would just blow your mind, right? 3 offers on my home. We looked at several homes. We just was kind of rushed to find a home because our home sold so fast. And so, anyway, I just praise God for, what He did. And, look forward to the many years that we're going to have in our new home.